Hello everyone. Welcome back to Infinite Space Simulations. Outside the solar system, there are thousands and thousands of strange planets that we are unaware of. We have compiled a list for you, which included the most unusual, strange and even scary planets that you may not have heard of. Every day NASA explores outer space in search of new planets and other inhabitants of the universe. Many planets that exist outside the solar system, otherwise they are called exoplanets, are discovered every year. There are just cold blocks of rocks revolving around distant unknown stars, but sometimes there are those from which the heart stops. Here are the most unexpected and bizarre of them.
Don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and put the bell icon so you don't miss new videos.
One. The hottest planet. The temperature of the planet primarily depends on how far it is from its master star, and how hot it is. For example, in our solar system, Mercury is closest to the Sun, its owner, and the temperature on the side where the day is on the planet rises to 430 degrees Celsius. The temperature of the Sun is 5,505 degrees Celsius. Stars are larger and hotter than the Sun. The star Kelt 9 is a whopping 2.5 times the size of the Sun, and its surface temperature is nearly 10,000 degrees Celsius. The planet revolves around a star, to which it is much closer in distance than Mercury is to the Sun. And attention, its temperature is 4,300 degrees Celsius. Even the stars are colder. However, the planet Kelt 9b shrinks over time because the molecules in its atmosphere break down into atoms and burn up. It is said that the hottest planet will eventually burn itself up and disappear. 2. The coldest planet. Following the logical chain and antonymic connections of words, we will now talk about the coldest planet. Its temperature is minus 225 degrees Celsius. It is almost 6 times the size of the Earth, and its host star is very small and is nicknamed the Red Dwarf. The planet Ogle 2005 BLG 390 liters b is the farthest from the solar system, compared to other exoplanets, 28,000 light-years. 3. Almost Saturn. Planet J1407b looks like one big optical illusion. The fact is that in shape it is very similar to Saturn, only instead of 7 rings the planet has 37 of them. The rings cover almost 120 million kilometers. This is 200 times more than the rings of Saturn. The planet is located not very far from the Earth. When compared with the coldest, only at a distance of 435 light-years. Professor of Physics and Astronomy Eric Mamajek said, "This is probably the first indirect evidence that planets have satellites even outside our solar system." Four. The largest planet, Dennis PJ 082303.1 to 491,201b, like other unusual planets of the universe, surprises with its zest. The planet is almost 29 times the mass of Jupiter and 17 times the mass of the Earth. It is considered the most massive planet among the discovered exoplanets. It's funny, but her star is considered the smallest among the rest. And surprisingly, this largest planet does not consist of gas, as you might think at once, but of solid bodies, mainly stones. 5. 2 in 1, or an extreme planet. Just imagine, on the one hand, the planet resembles a hot ball, and on the other, it is covered with ice. It is called Co-Rot 7b and is almost 2 times larger than the Earth. And the point is that the planet is 60 times closer to its star than we are to the Sun. On one side, the temperature of the planet can reach 2,600 degrees Celsius. This is a sufficient temperature to melt stones. On the other hand, the planet is very cold, and the temperature drops to -200 degrees Celsius. This oddity Co-Rot 7b was nicknamed as 2 hells in 1. Initially, when the planet was discovered, it was mistaken for the first exoplanet that is similar to Earth. But after a while it became obvious that Co-Rot 7b is completely unintended for life. 6. The smallest planet. In addition to a distinctive feature in size, this planet, like other unusual planets, surprises with its surface. It is covered with lava. Kepler 10b was the first exoplanet to be rocky outside of the solar system. It was discovered 560 light-years from Earth. The surface temperature reaches up to 1,400 degrees Celsius, and this is what caused the rocks to melt and turn the surface of Kepler 10b into a hot ocean. The planet has a very bright shade of red, incredibly saturated, as if there is an eternal fire on the surface. Seven. Rain of glass. This planet has very extraordinary properties. It is 63 light-years from Earth and is raining. It seems to be amazing. But precipitation falls in the form of glass and not directly, as we are used to, but to the side. This is due to the strong wind on the planet HD 189,733b, which simply blows them aside. Do you know the wind speed? 8,700 kilometers per hour. It is difficult and unnecessary to imagine. God forbid to fall under such a hurricane and hail. Peculiar precipitation is characteristic of the planet, because its atmosphere is saturated with silicon dioxide, and when it rains, conditional drops melt when falling and harden.
Thank you for watching this video until the end. I'm glad you liked it.